So here's where I am in the hedging. And so one of the things that I've been beating myself up over is just this, like I'm in the negative $1,000 in drawdown. Granted, the balance is up to 3,600 and the equity is at 20, almost 2,500. So that's pretty good. While I am growing the account and the drawdown has pretty much been steadily the same. I say the same, but I think when I originally started, it was more like I'd start at like $200 and then it moved to $500 and then it got up to 800 and then back to 500, then 800 back to 500. Now we're at 1,000 something. The highest point I think I was at 1,300. I actually dropped it down to 900 not too long ago. Now we're back up at 1,100. It's fluctuating and I keep beating myself up. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's some of these things that I just doesn't seem like I'm ever going to get rid of. And so I keep track of things, so let's go ahead and look at what that looks like. So if I start from the bottom, NZD/USD has always been my problem child. That's the one that I think I have the worst with. So if we look here though, I keep track of each one as they come through. So like my original position was $73 in drawdown whenever I got hedged, then 76.43, So I got to work things out, and then I started increasing my lot size. I think I started at 0.10 and then I went to 0.33. And so that's when we started getting into these bigger drawdowns. So as you can see, like we got to 200, negative 250. Then it was a negative 93. So I get a nice little trim out of that. Then we jumped up to negative 278. And we dropped down here because at some point in time, everything shifted, negative 269. So I'd shaved off about $9 out of that one. Then I was like, okay, yeah, but I don't know what this time frame is. So I've started keeping track of the date. Started keeping track of the date of when I've actually did it. And, I might have started, I guess I started near the end of October. So negative 269, then we jumped up to negative 284, and now we're back down to negative 259. And so I'm hedged. These are hedged. This is how I keep track of everything. My positions are there, shows you where I got in. The position sizes are over here, so I can keep track to make sure that everything is even. So like I have this one started as a 0.23, and then I shaved 1, shaved 3, shaved 4, shaved 5, and then this is a 0.20. So together, that's 0.30 on the buy side, and I have 0.30 total down here on the sell side. And so this is where we're at right now as far as these two positions. I'm just waiting for them to move either on the sell side or on the high side, either one, and we'll see what happens. And we'll do the trimming process as it goes. So that's how I've been keeping track of those. And so now I'm just starting to keep track of that. So I feel better now that I've seen this drop here and knowing that I had a good trim at some point in time and I got back into a heavier position, but I'm doing good. I like that. So that is NZD/USD. NZD/CHF, we have roughly the same thing. I have a bunch of positions open. I have a 0.3 way up here. Sorry, that's all up in the way. Then I have a 0.1 right there, another 0.1, a 0.5, and a 0.10 down there. Still trying to work out whether I should wait. Impatience is a thing that you're going to struggle with as a trader. I still struggle with it. Been doing this since 2018. I have not come across that bridge. There might be some traders out there who have mastered patience. That's not one thing that I've mastered. If I've mastered anything, it is just the mindset that I can make it work. Regardless of what the trading style is or trading strategy is, I think I can make just about anything work because I understand the concept. I understand that it is all about the numbers game. And so I'm still working on patience. I'm working on greed. I'm working on every now and then when nothing is going on, I work on the idea of not wanting to take a trade immediately. And so both those things are things that I'm steadily working on, but they're not detrimental to my trading account. So for NZD/CHF, looks like I finally just got recently hedged, but as of today, started at negative 87, then dropped down to negative 42, 70, 50, 70, 75, 67, and now I'm up to 105. This is all hedged. Now I'm just waiting for things to move, and then I can start whittling that down. I use some support and resistance. That's one thing I use. Sometimes I'll play with impulses. So if I see that the market is doing a nice little trend, although NZD/CHF isn't it, I'll show you on another one. But NZD, so we'll move up to NZD CAD. And NZD CAD is another one that made me feel better about what was going on. So I have a 0.05 here, 0.10 here, and a 0.15. So it's completely hedged, but as of, and this was just recently hedged, as of the 29th, I was in drawdown $170. Now, today, I'm only in drawdown $142. So I've had a nice little squeeze out of this position before I got rehedged. One of the things that is kicking my butt is the 5 o'clock turnaround, or the 5 o'clock banker's hours, because I want to say that this one was actually going even better before I actually got hedged on because of the spreads for the end of the day. So waiting for either one of those to drop off. But here's one that I'm talking about in regards to, if you can see a small little, if the market's doing these motions here, I'll take this impulse here. And if I were in something like a buy, then that's where I would expect it to go before I got out. And so that might be, and so I will do things like that. I'll look to see how the market is trending and to see its pushes and pulls and if there's structure that makes sense. And I'll use that as either my take profits, or I'll use them as areas that, if for some reason my trim section was in the middle here and I'm expecting this next impulse to just really just burst through that, well, then I'm just going to hold it. I'm not going to try to do all that. And so that's something that I've been playing with as well. And it's as you can tell, it's worked out from time to time. All this is still trial and error. The key here, though, is even with all my trial and error, because of the way that this system is set up, you're going to slowly make money. That's one thing that I've been appreciative of, the way that this hedging and trimming the hedge has worked out, is you're constantly taking little gains here and there. My account size isn't enough that I can withdraw that money. I need to continue growing it so that way I can actually make some substantial gains to it. That way I can actually start withdrawing. So right now, started with like $1,200 in this account. I'm up to 36,000 in this account, minus the drawdown, so 24. So even at 12, I've doubled it at least. If I were to completely close out right now, I would be somewhere near the, $240 or $2,400. It's double the account. So that's a good thing to do. Euro USD, same thing. I have a 0.3 way up there, a 0.5, a 0.3, and a 0.5. So it's all completely hedged. I'm just waiting for the market to move one way or another, and we'll see what works out with that one. Odd USD, well, let's go back to Euro USD and see. So this one is one that has moved around. So start out with like 37 and 45 and all this other stuff, and it's just gone back and forth as I've worked through different things. But as of recently, I was at negative 166. I'm at negative 146. So I've $20 of a drawdown is lost. So I've already done that. Odd USD is just recently hedged. I think this one was also hedged because of spreads, which is fine. It is what it is. But I'm roughly the same place. So it was 143 there. I'm at negative 144 as of right now. At some point in time, all the way up here, it was negative 15 and negative 156. And so it's working. These are just one of the ways that I trade. I guess I didn't go odd CH. Odd CHF is open right now. So let's go back to that one. I have a buy on this one. I'm hoping price will come all the way back up here, and that way I can close out this one. This 0.16 was a very, very just luck of the draw. Like, it really did just ping that before taking off. That would have been a beautiful trade, but that isn't how it happened. That pretty much sums all that up. We'll see what tomorrow brings.